Welcome back to our channel, everyone. I hope you have an amazing day. Both academics and believers have been captivated by Saint Malachy, the Irish Archbishop of Armagh, for centuries because of his association with the Pope's prophecies. It is claimed that this old prophecy uses a string of obscure Latin words to foretell the future leaders of the Catholic Church. There are significant doubts regarding the prophecy's veracity and applicability in the present era, given its history, its discovery in the 15th century, and its possible association with Pope Francis. Born in 1094, Saint Malachy was known for his devotion to the Church and his piety while serving as the Archbishop of Armagh. Malachy is said to have seen every pope from his own time till the end of time while in Rome in 1139. 112 mysterious Latin lines, each allegedly referring to a different pope, were used to record this vision. For many years, these statements, known as the prophecy of the popes, were kept hidden in the Vatican archives. Arnold Wion, a Benedictine monk, became involved with the prophecy in the late 16th century while conducting research in the Vatican archives. His 1595 book Lignum Vitae made reference to it. This discovery was found during a historic event. Pastor Urban VII was elected at the same time. Scholars and the general public were quickly drawn to the 112 sentences because many of them drew comparisons between the descriptions and previous popes' pontificates. Pope John Paul I is among the best witnesses to the truth of the prophecy. His famous remark, De mediatate lunae, from the half of the moon, is thought to have referenced his short pontificate, which lasted only 32 days, or around one lunar cycle. Pope John Paul II should not be disregarded. Known as De labor solis, from the labor of the sun, he was born during a solar eclipse, and, like the sun's rays, his papal journeys disseminated the Church's message throughout the world. Pope Francis, the 266th Pope of the Catholic Church, comes into prominence as we move into the present. In March 2013, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, who was born in Argentina, was elected Pope. The final Pope, Petrus Romanus, Peter the Roman, is intended to lead the Church through a time of great hardship and possibly mark the end of an age, according to the prophecy. Because of his Italian ancestry and the fact that he chose the name Francis, which some understand to be a reference to Saint Francis of Assisi, whose father was named Pietro, Peter, there is conjecture that Pope Francis will fulfill this prophecy. Despite these links, the interpretation remains contentious and subject to discussion. Many members of the Vatican and the Catholic community in general consider the prophecy to be more of a historical curiosity than a trustworthy forecast of what will happen in the future. Throughout his pontificate, Pope Francis has faced many difficulties and disagreements. Among the most urgent issues he has addressed is the Church's response to sexual abuse accusations. In addition to the victims of these clergy-related scandals suffering greatly, the Church's prestige has been damaged. Pope Francis has come under fire for not doing more to bring perpetrators of abuse accountable and put in place effective safeguards against future atrocities. A thorough investigation of sexual assault in Pennsylvania in 2018 raised awareness of the problem and exacerbated the Church's predicament. The findings of the investigation demonstrated how widespread the abuse was and how ineffectual Church leaders' response was. Pope Francis's writings and teachings, particularly the apostolic exhortation Amoris Laetitia, the joy of love, have been a major source of conflict during his pontificate. This booklet provides advice on matters pertaining to marriage and family life, as well as pastoral care for families. Despite being meant to offer wise and caring counsel, it has caused polarizing discussions within the Church. Whether or not divorced and remarried Catholics should be permitted to partake in the Eucharist is one of the primary issues of debate. Amoris Laetitia emphasizes the need for pastoral discretion and mercy while advocating for a more laid-back approach. In response, traditionalists argue that this would compromise doctrinal integrity and cause misunderstandings and inconsistencies in church teachings. A group of 45 priests and academics accused Pope Francis in a 25-page letter published in 2017 of advancing views that were at odds with the core doctrines of the Church. This letter highlights the profound rifts within the Church and the formidable obstacles Pope Francis has in maintaining unity and doctrinal integrity. Both favorable and negative comments have been made about Pope Francis's initiatives to address social justice concerns, encourage inclusivity, and participate in interfaith discourse. His encyclical Laudato Si, Plaudits be to you, which highlights his humility, dedication to the impoverished, and determination to address environmental challenges, has won him plaudits from supporters. In addition to stressing the moral need to take care of our common home, this manifesto urges swift action to stop climate change and protect the environment. But there has also been a lot of criticism of his strategy. What they see as a break from the Church's established theology worries traditionalist groups within the Church. The outspoken criticism of Pope Francis by conservative media sources, the Church militant, and the remnant has exacerbated divisions within the Catholic world. Former Vatican Ambassador Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano accused Pope Francis in 2018 of failing to effectively address claims of sexual abuse against former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. Although the Pope was aware of the claims, Vigano said in an 11-page letter that his response was insufficient. His demand that Pope Francis step down sparked a great deal of debate both inside and outside the Church. These charges have exacerbated already existing rifts and stoked discussions among Church officials on transparency and accountability. The continuous battle to successfully combat the problem of sexual assault and rebuild faith in the Church is brought to light by the Vigano affair. The problem has become much more complex with the rise of social media and online platforms. These forums are used by believers, skeptics, and conspiracy theorists to debate and examine every facet of Pope Francis's reign. This atmosphere, which exaggerates both praise and condemnation, has caused tension and unease within the Catholic community. The public's opinion of Pope Francis is being shaped more and more by popular voices on social media sites such as Twitter and YouTube, where discussions range from theological differences to worries about the future of the Church under his leadership. The broader difficulties the Church faces in a culture that is changing quickly are reflected in this online conversation. The Pope's prophecies, especially those involving Peter the Roman, remain intriguing to a large number of people. Some are suspicious, while others think there is a strong connection between Pope Francis and the prophecy. Historical forecast interpretation is intrinsically difficult and frequently subjective, impacted by one's own beliefs and current affairs. It is crucial that the Church examine the prophecy with objectivity as it moves through this difficult and chaotic time. The major focus should continue to be on finding answers to the urgent and genuine problems that the Church is currently confronting, even while it offers an intriguing historical perspective for analyzing the present. The fascinating story of the Pope's prophecy, credited to Saint Malachy, is linked to Pope Francis's current papacy. The prophecy has generated interest and discussion since its inception in the 12th century, its discovery in the 16th century, and its continued significance today. Possible links to this old prophecy are called into doubt by Pope Francis's papacy, which has been characterized by many difficulties and conflicts. The basic questions, such as how to handle crises of sexual abuse, the controversy over doctrine, and the Church's larger role in a changing society, should still be addressed in spite of differing views. Pope Francis's legacy will be influenced by his efforts to solve these issues and his dedication to building a more tolerant and compassionate spiritual community as the Catholic Church develops. Future generations will be impacted by his papacy, whether or not the Pope's prophecy comes to pass. As a reminder of the unending intricacy and complexity of faith, the prophecy ultimately inspires believers to remain constant in their pursuit of justice and truth, and to never give up on their quest for understanding. With the help of its leaders and followers, the Church's direction is still influenced by prophecy, history, and the unwavering desire to love and serve. We appreciate you taking the time to watch the full video. What do you think about today's subject? If you would like to be notified when a new video is uploaded, please click the bell symbol and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.